guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I got something a little bit different for you. Today we're going to be doing item sets for Janna Top. It's highly requested and a lot of people have been asking for it. I do not have a script for this, I'm just going off my train of thought. So let's get started. So first items, when you start off the game, you would want to go D-Ring or D-Blade. I've been asked a lot when you should go D-Blade, when you should go D-Ring. It depends on the matchup and how you play the matchup, but for starters, if you're spellcasting more with your W's and Q's, you're going to want to go D-Ring because of course you're going to utilize that more. It also provides more mana, right, for your abilities, and also an additional health pot if you're trading with like range. Um, let's say that we're going to go D-Blade. We'll go D-Blade into people that we auto attack more often. So most likely melees that you need to farm and probably not kill. Like you can kill them. So I'd say maybe like an Ornn or anything like that. Sometimes you can go D-Blade for that. Um, it's for more auto attacking, CSing more properly, and getting your autos off. And with that, you can max E because to get the bonus attack damage, because when you pop your E and it's activated with the shield, you actually get the bonus attack damage. So you can utilize D-Blade more. But apart from that, we're always gonna rush Swifties. We're never gonna change this. I never have, but we always rush this. Alright. After that, we're gonna be going into our Enchanter type builds. So if you are ahead and you wanna build more AP style, um, I recommend we go Mandate first. Mandate is a good support item. It provides good ability power, and if your jungler is ganking or your mid laner is ganking you, you can proc the passive off of it, which is really, really good. Even if you don't proc the passive, it's still cheap for the good amount of AP it has. After that, we can probably go like Dawn Core. Dawn Core is really good right now, provides 60 ability power. Healing and shielding power is really good as well. After this, we can go, honestly, just situational items, but I recommend going Moonstone because Moonstone and Dawn Core are really good together at the moment, and I recommend going these two items together. Um, apart from like this three core build with Swifties, I recommend just going whatever situational. If they have a lot of CC and you want to protect your team with that, go Mikhail's. If you are not in the fights a lot and like you're split pushing, Redemption is good to have that range like Soraka ult type thing. Um, and after it's just honestly anything situational. Ardent Sensor is good because it builds into the Wisp. Well, Wisp builds into the Ardent Sensor, which provides movement speed. As we know, movement speed equals damage, so Ardent Sensor is really good there. Another one to say is Staff. Staff provides movement speed once you shield an ally, and also provides more ability power, right, with the passive. So these two are honestly quite good if you're going to go more of an AP style. So instead of like running Mikhail's and Redemption, you would run like Mandate, Dawn Core, Moonstone, after Ardent, and Staff. Even you can forget about the Moonstone. If your team's not dying a lot and like you don't need to really defend them with a lot of shielding, but you want to damage amp them and damage amplify them, you would want to go Ardent Sensor as well as Staff of Flowing Water. So you can get the AP, you can get the movement speed, as well as them getting that, the passives on them of the ability power, movement speed, attack speed, and magic damage on hit. We also have to remember, I'm going to speak on this later on, your W scales off on hit, so the passive on Ardent Sensor is really good for the on hit with your W. So that's more of like the Enchanter support type build, and I do recommend that build when you're first starting this out, just because a lot of people are used to like the support Janna, which is like, where she's mainly belonged to, and that it gives you a nice transition into the top lane. But moving on to our next one, we got our like damage, like AP style build. So with this, we can go Lich Bane. We usually start off Lich Bane, right? Well, first always Swifties, then Lich Bane. Lich Bane provides good damage on hit as well as enhancing your next attack after using an ability. After that, we got Nashers. Nashers provides good on hit damage as well as attack speed, so these two combos are very deadly for split pushing. After that, if you are ahead, you can go Rabadons, right? It's more of like a Kale type build where you're going on hit AP. After that, it's honestly situational. If you're really, really, really ahead and if you're really ahead and you want more AP or like more damage, you can go Wit's End. Wit's End applies on hit damage, provide some tenacity for you for some defensive. Um, but apart from that, you can honestly transition into support items. So like a Moonstone. I don't recommend Moonstone with this build maybe, but I'd probably recommend an Ardent Sensor. Like Ardent Sensor can replace for Death Cap, just because if I know like putting an E on yourself is good because you get that bonus attack damage, but let's say you put that E towards an 80 carry or like a Bruiser and you pop it on them, you still have your Lichbane, you still have your Nashers, and you still have Ardent Sensor because you're getting Ardent Sensor off of putting the E onto them, right? So it's honestly Ardent Sensor is very underrated in this build, and I recommend going that like third item, fourth item if you don't have enough for decap. Um, but the core build for our AP, like on hit type style, is Lichbane Nashers. After that, we're gonna go our Spellcaster build. So our Spellcaster build will work towards like versing people like Draven Top that I've been going up against, or Vayne Top, or Kale Top. Characters that you want to get good poke off, but not go for long trades because they'll out damage you. So with that, we're gonna be going Luden's Echo. Luden's Echo got a pretty good buff recently, so we're gonna go that. After that, we can switch over to Lichbane, or after we can go even because Lichbane is good for like that one auto attack, right? You cast a W, but while the W is in cast, you proc your E. After reduce that E damage, that E cooldown, I mean, and then after you auto attack them, which is really really good. After that, we can it's honestly you can choose anything you want. We can go Horizon because Horizon procs off of your W and your Q, so you get that good damage off. We can go, of course, if we have enough AP, I mean gold, we can go decap. If we have, if we need like Magic Pen, we can go Crypt Bloom. It's honestly kind of just like whatever a normal AP person would go. You're just spell casting. It's really really good. Staff of Flowing Water is good for this because you don't really use the E on yourself because you're not really auto attacking as much. And then after, if you use your E on someone else, you get more ability power for your abilities for the passive. So these are like really good like spell casting builds. Of course, you can always fit in a build in like a support item in here like Shirelia's. Proc your Shirelia's, you get some burst damage. Really really good there. So we got our Enchanter build. We got our on-hit build. Now that we got our spellcasting build. Next, we're gonna go on to our like AD slash AP on-hit Janna, which is like super whack, but it works once in a while. And this is like our 1v9 type build, right? Where we're really, really far ahead and we need to carry our team through split pushing. So with this, we can go, it's very similar to this build right here. We're gonna go, we can go either, it's very diverse. We can go Lichbane, we can go Nashers, we can go Kraken. Kraken, how do I spell Kraken? Right there. We can go Gwinzus, right? We can go Terminus, Wit's End. So basically with all these items, like what you see in a pattern, they're all scaling off on hit damage. And so your W plus your E is really, really good for these because remember, your E scales off attack damage, right? So 80 scaling. So that's why we go Kraken, that's why we go Terminus, we get that attack damage scaling, right, with our E. And so with this types of build, you can actually put 3 points into W into max E, or if you want, you can just max E fully and maybe put 2 points into W. It's very diverse in what you want to do. But it's like I played this actually on ADC one time with Janna, and I was like 11 and 0 with like a Yumi support, and like we were just running people down. It's actually really really good. I do recommend this if you are very very far ahead and you need some AD on your team. And so I go this and you split push because Janna can go this build into like a team fight comp, but the only problem is she's very like front to back and you only kind of target the person that's in front of you unless you have like let's say a Yumi on your side. and then like you zoom past the front line, and then after you go attack the back. But I recommend split pushing if you're ever going this type of build, or if you're going this type of build. But you can still, of course, go like with your team and everything. But that's really it from the items that you usually go. Of course, I can go more in depth to it if you guys want coaching, and you have to DM me. Just go to my Discord channel, and then after DM me off there, I can tell you the details. But just to recap everything, we start off with D ring, D blade. If you auto attack more, D blade. If you spellcast more, D ring. Always rush your Swifties. Your favorite item is your Swifties, right? And then after we got our support Enchanter type build, which I recommend starting off first to get used to top lane. And then after we also got like our spell casting on hit type style with some support items. We got our spell casting into like Shurelia's, and then after we got our AD AP on hit damage. But this is a little bit different from my videos, but I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed and have a good day.